Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. The reason, first off, that I haven't done a video for a little bit over a week is because Colby has been in the wars, bless her. So that's what this video is going to be on about today, is what's going on with Colby and what's going to happen moving forward, really. So a little over a week and a half ago, she started to have what looked like a very swollen knee, and the only thing that we had changed is she went on to crickets for a little bit, as locusts weren't as available as we'd like. So she went on to crickets for a little while, much to my disgust, because I absolutely hate the creatures. I think they're the devil's spawn, if I'm honest. And she seemed to really get on with them. But because her enclosure has now changed, as you can see, she now has all the slate down, as well as the tile and things like that. So that's why she couldn't have them in her enclosure before, because they would get in and out of the nooks and crannies of the big logs. Like this one, it's got all the different nooks and crannies in the middle, and we didn't want them getting in and out and us not being able to find them. So she couldn't have them in her enclosure before, so she was having them in a feeding tub, which she just ran around and chased them with, which we thought was absolutely cool. She loved it, she didn't mind it at all. However, since then, she has, like I say, developed a very swollen knee, which I'm not so sure. Let me see if I can zoom in. I'm not so sure if you guys can tell the difference between her right knee and her left knee. It's a little bit more swollen, right? So that's what she has got at this precise moment in time, and we thought maybe it'd go down. So we rung the vets and said about it, and said, you know, the only thing that we have changed is the fact that she is on crickets, because we couldn't find a source of locusts in time. And the possibilities were endless as to why she's got a swollen knee. One of them could have been a cricket bite, so we were told, and we weren't aware of it. However, the only thing with it being a cricket bite is there was no open wound or anything like that. Another one was trapped shed. She did have a bit of shed in between the crevice of her hip and where her hip and her leg join. She also had the possibility of falling. That was another possibility. From the vet said about a fall that we might not have even seen, because every time we have her out, we do obviously hold her quite well, and she doesn't have the chance to run or fall. So another thing, there was one more other thing which I cannot, because she's missing a toe, you can't really see it here because she's hiding her toes behind a little plant, but she is in fact missing a toe on her right hand side of her leg, and they said that it could be a possibility that where she was bullied, we suspect she was bullied when she was younger. You know, she wasn't, she was quite small. She still is quite small, really, for a beardie of her age. She's a very slow grower. However, she eats like an absolute animal. There is no pun that was meant to be intended there at all, but she does eat really well. So we're not so sure why, but she's just a slow grower, which everyone grows at different rates, right? So there was a possibility that she could have something to do with the fact that she was bullied when she was younger. So there were the possibilities we were given. We were told to wait a couple of days, see if the swelling goes down, and then bring them back. So we waited a couple of days. We rung them back, said the swelling hasn't gone down. If anything, it stayed the same. And she was using it less and less. She was limping on it more. She wasn't really weight bearing that much whatsoever. So we rung the vets and we took her in on Saturday. Saturday just gone. Unfortunately, the only available appointment was with a vet that weren't that experienced with exotics. So we took her in anyway. She was given Metacam. That day. She was also weighed that day, and she'd also put on 5 grams, which we're really happy with because we hadn't weighed her that week. So the vet weighed her and she'd put on 5 grams. So she is still well in herself. However, the vet said that it could be a dislocated hip, which we were a bit unsure about, only because it's the knee joint that is the swollen part, and she uses it to climb, but not so much else, if that makes any sense. And there was a possibility that gout could be a running factor, and there was one other thing as well, which I'm not too entirely sure I can remember what it was. So we come away with meds for her. We then booked her another appointment with an exotics vet, which is happening today. So Monday the 11th of February 2019. It is happening today. She is going in for suspected x-rays. We do expect some sort of bloods to be taken to just see if it is gout or not. We're not 100% sure she can have her leg saved though, which is devastating, and I have been upset about it many times, purely because yes, she can get on with 3 legs, but I just don't feel it should be happening right now to a 4-month-old beardie. But, you know, like I said, she can get on. She's a tough girl. She really, really is a tough girl. But now she doesn't really use it that much whatsoever. Now, I would get her out, but I am refraining from holding her and things like that at the minute because she is in pain. She was using it a little bit more than when she come home from the vet. She come home from the vet and when the vet had moved it and things like that and wiggled it about. It is a little bit more sore for her, and she does drag it quite often now. So we are hoping that today turns out very well. You know, she has to become a little tripod. She has to become a little tripod, you know, whatever's best for Colby. So we will keep you guys updated on what happens today and what's going on with Colby. As you can see, she's not that happy. She's not overall herself. She's not allowed her painkillers today, though, which is what we have asked the vet. And the vet has said not to give it to her because if she has to go under later for her x-rays, it might interfere with a few things, apparently. So she's not allowed her pain relief today, which is killing me inside because her vet appointment isn't until 5 o'clock. So she's still got another roughly around 6 hours until she can go in. So fingers crossed for Colby. We hope that everything goes well today for my little girl, because she's not herself. She'll run around and she'll still, you know, she still eats and drinks and poops and things like that. So she still is herself in health-wise, but you can tell that she's just a very unhappy little girl at the minute. She is in a bit of pain, which really, really does suck. She was on pain relief meds for the last 2 days. But like I say, I have rung the vet today and they have explained to me that it's not wise to give her pain relief today. They will, hopefully, she will get some more later. And fingers crossed, we come home with her today. As that's another thing that's worrying me, is not coming home with her. So fingers crossed we do come home with Colbs today, but she's just a very unhappy little girl, aren't you, baby? I'll give her a little stroke because she's doing really, really good. That's Mama's finger. She's just not that happy. Not exactly excited, are you, babe? As you can tell, she's gone really, really dark as well. I think she's just, you know, it could be a sprain. It could be a sprain. But obviously, we don't know. We have no idea. So the possibilities are absolutely endless because there's so many different things that swollen knee could lead to or could mean. So fingers crossed, everything goes well. Like I say today, we would really appreciate it if you keep Colby in your thoughts today and for the rest of the week. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. And I will give you another update within the next week on how she is doing, what the outcome was, how her progress is, if she's on any meds and what the outcome was altogether. So I hope you guys found this video interesting. I know that a lot of beardies, it seems to be a very common thing with a swollen knee or swollen joints.